down at the Crown called Christina the Stalker. Got escorted out of their webs. We recorded John Ramsey. I had my hidden gems, Joe Schmo, Grayson. Do my dirty work. I had 911 speed dial. Johnny Boy was not at the crime con. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah,
All right, what's good, my pretties? I came across this and I thought, hey, let's watch it. So Court TV was in the courtroom and they're doing a premiere right now, and we are going to watch Morgan in court since she's been arrested. There we go. Let's do this, people.
At this point, we're just going to detain. Okay.
Please let her go. Please let her go.
Then give me your name.
I did something wrong. She didn't.
What did you
She
do
doesn't know what I did.
Okay, that's fine.
You talk to over here. I'll leave it. I'm putting it back.
What is it that you did?
I did something really wrong.
Morgan, guys are set to be back at a courtroom this morning after skipping out of that halfway house. We'll have the very latest. Plus, from the courtroom to the big screen. The polarizing case against Karen Reed, now a movie. We'll talk about that. And our 12 Days of Holiday Crimes continues with the focus on Scott Peters.
What the heck is going on here, Court TV? You said Megan Geyser going to be back in court. Hold on a minute. What's this? Hold on, guys. Hold on. What's up with Morgan Geyser? Morgan Geyser. Oh, okay. So they want to move her back to the mental health place. No, she should go to prison.
Her conditional release from a mental health facility. Before we get into what's going to happen at today's hearing, here is Court TV's Michael Ayala with more on Morgan Geyser.
I just want to let Bella and her family know I'm sorry. Never meant this to happen.
That is Morgan Geyser at her sentencing hearing after pleading guilty to a brutal stabbing that left her friend clinging to life. Geyser and another girl, Anissa Wire, stabbed fellow sixth grader Peyton Bella Lutner after a sleepover at Geyser's home. The girls claim they carried out the attack over their belief in a fictional internet horror character named Slenderman.
I believed that if I didn't go through with it, Slenderman would come and attack and kill myself, my friends, and my family.
Wire pleaded guilty to being a party to second-degree homicide, while Geyser pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Both girls were deemed not responsible for their actions because of mental illness and ordered to serve their sentences at mental health facilities. At separate plea hearings, the girls described what happened as they led their friend into the Waukesha, Wisconsin woods on that spring day in 2014.
Morgan asked me whether or not she...
All right, I found the court hearing. I hate it when court TV does that. I hate it, people. I just hate it. Hold on, let me get it pulled up. There we go. So we're not going to look at that. We are going to go to the hearing right now. Let's see.
And good morning. We also have a DHS representative on the line. We are here to discuss the petition for revocation for conditional release that was filed on November 25th. And in particular, Ms. Geyser's stated intention not to contest the petition for revocation of conditional release and waive the evidentiary hearing on same. Just as a matter of what I think is undisputed, Mr. Cotton, there's no dispute the petition to revoke was timely filed under the statutes. Is that right? All right, and by way of background, just to catch us up, Ms. Geyser was previously found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect in October of 2017. In February of 2018, Judge Boren sentenced Ms. Geyser through an order of commitment for 40 years. On January 9th of 2025, Judge Boren deemed the conditional release was appropriate and entered an order that she be conditionally released. And while it took a while for the conditional release plan to be developed effectively, the actual conditional release plan was finalized in September of this year. And after certain events occurred, the DHS filed a petition to revoke Ms. Geyser's conditional release on November 25th of 2025, and that's what brings us here. In that petition, the DHS alleged that revocation of Ms. Geyser's conditional release is appropriate under WISSTAT section 971.173E, and the state contends that both the conditions of Ms. Geyser's conditional release were violated and the remaining on conditional release would pose a risk both to her own safety as well as the safety of the community. The allegations include, and I won't go through them all, that Ms. Geyser fled placement, cut off her GPS monitor, and committed other violations of the conditional release order. In support of their petition, the state has alleged, the DHS has alleged, that Ms. Geyser violated the rules for conditional release, and under the circumstances, her release would involve a continued heightened level of dangerousness if she remained on conditional relief, both to herself and for others. In my understanding now, based on Attorney Cotton's earlier correspondence, is that Ms. Geyser intends to waive any objection and will not be contesting the petition for conditional release. Is that right, Mr. Cotton? Okay, thank you. I just have a few questions for Ms. Geyser just to make sure she's making this decision freely, intelligently, and voluntarily. And Ms. Geyser, you've had a chance to review the DHS position for revocation of conditional release? Okay, and you've been able to review it with your counsel, and he's answered any questions you may have had about it? And Ms. Geyser, you understand you're entitled to have an evidentiary hearing on the DHS position to revoke your conditional release? And you understand if we had that hearing, it would be the state's burden of proof to show that the revocation of conditional release is appropriate. You understand that, ma'am? And you further understand that the burden of proof the state would have to face is to prove that by clear and convincing evidence. And your counsel, for you, waived the 30-day time limit for having that hearing on your behalf, but we currently have a hearing set for February 16th, 2026. You understand that, ma'am? And if we have that revocation hearing, you understand you would have the right to be represented by counsel, is that correct? You'd have the right to see and hear the evidence the state presents at that hearing, is that correct? You understand you'd be able to present evidences and witnesses on your own behalf, is that correct, ma'am? And you understand you'd also be able to cross-examine the state's witnesses, is that correct? All right, and you've been satisfied with the services of Mr. Cotton, is that correct? And earlier on December 16th, 2025, Attorney Cotton provided me with some correspondence indicating that you have elected not to contest the position to revoke your conditional release. And that's true, ma'am? And you are satisfied that you've had ample time to discuss the ramifications of waiving that hearing and the burden of proof the state would have to face if we had that hearing, is that correct? Okay. And your counsel is able to answer any questions you might have about the DHS petition for revocation of your conditional release, is that right? And at this time, is it your decision to waive the hearing on the petition for revocation of conditional release? And you've decided not to contest the merits of the petition for revocation of conditional release, is that right? And you understand that if you waive your right to a revocation hearing, ma'am, the court will revoke your conditional release in order you return to inpatient commitment or other custody under section 971.17, okay, and the state will not have to prove any violations of the hearing, ma'am. You understand that? And you understand that revocation of your conditional release will result in your continued confinement under your NGI commitment, subject to further future review as provided by law. Is that correct? And again, you've had what you believe to be sufficient time to discuss this decision with Mr. Cotton. Is that right? And no one's promised you anything for waiving your right to contest the petition. Is that correct? And no one's threatened you to make you waive your right to contest the petition. Is that correct? And you're making this decision to waive the revocation hearing freely, intelligently, and voluntarily. Is that correct? Okay. And you understand, finally, by waiving that revocation hearing, you're giving up your right to contest the allegations in the state's request for revocation, correct? And knowing all these rights and consequences, do you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waive your right to a revocation hearing under WISTAT 971.17.3e? Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any questions at all for me regarding your decision? Mr. Cotton, you've reviewed the petition. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Cotton, you've reviewed the petition for revocation of conditional release and related documents that were filed by DHS? And you've had an opportunity to discuss the petition and related documents with your client? And are you satisfied she understands the state's burden, legal standards, and other ramifications of her decision not to contest the petition for revocation? Thank you. And you've heard your client indicate she wishes not to contest the state's petition, correct? And you've reviewed this waiver with your client, and you believe she understands the rights being waived and is competent to make this decision. Based on your discussions with your client, is it your belief that Ms. Geiser is making the decision not to contest the state's petition for revocation of her conditional release freely, intelligently, and voluntarily? Thank you. Ms. Nicolai, do you believe any additional colloquy is necessary?
No, thank you.
Based on my discussion with Ms. Geiser and her counsel, as well as my review of the relevant filings made by the DHS in connection with this petition to revoke conditional release and related filings, the court finds that Ms. Geiser has freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made the decision not to contest the DHS petition for revocation of conditional release and waives her right to a hearing on same. Accordingly, the court finds that the petition to revoke conditional release is meritorious, uncontested, and it is granted. The petition to revoke conditional release is granted, and Ms. Geiser is remanded into custody with directions to DHS to house her pursuant to the original commitment order that was in effect prior to the granting of conditional release by Judge Boren earlier this year. Anything else we need to do from any of the parties?
Judge, I do have the CR 276 that I can e-file.
Okay, and we will take care of that. Thank you. Mr. Cotton, anything on your end? Okay, thank you all. Have a good day. Good luck to you, Ms. Geiser.
All right, well, that was stupid. Let's go. I'm going to go somewhere else. I wanted to hear her. Hold on. I have no idea what was going on. It's on their end. It wasn't on my end. All right. That ain't it. Is this it? Is this it? Yeah. No, this ain't the one. Listen to me talk. This ain't the one. That ain't the one I want. Hold on. What the fuck? Why did that one come up? That was weird. Hold on. Okay. We're screwed. None of them work. None of them worked. None of them had a sound. Well, isn't that disappointing? So look at me and Nala. Okay, my opinion on this girl, she knows what she's doing. There ain't nothing wrong with her mentally. Well, there is, obviously, if you harm somebody like that. But she knows what she's doing. She belongs in prison. That's what I think. I don't know what you people think. Let me know. Chime in, people. Chime in. Let's see what they say. What are they going to do here? Okay, this is just about revoking. Okay. So let's go here real quick. Hold on. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on a minute. Since we're talking Slenderman, let's looky here. Hold on. Hello? Anybody here? Anybody? Hello? We're just going to look at this real quick. Okay, that's good. I'm not talking to myself. This is just the last moments when they were walking into, this ain't my channel, so I'm being careful. It's a CCTV of their final walk. No, this can't be them. This is made up, don't you think? Is this made up? Definitely made up. Never mind. Well, wasn't this a waste of time, people? So very sorry. I thought it'd be longer. But I was just, finding stuff for us people to watch. What up? Sorry, I'm looking for something. Let's see here. I do want to see this. Hold on a minute. Hold on. This is what I want to see. Shoot. I want to see the ride in the cop car. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Hold on a minute. Why doesn't anybody just have the body cam? Look at that. That's scary. Oh, sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, God. God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, God. I'm so sorry. I just want to listen to you, I'm so sorry. I wish I had it. All right, honey. Time to go.
Morgan was booked into the Cook County Jail and appeared in court Tuesday for.
She is so fake, you guys. She put that act on for the camera. Look at this shit. Just look at the camera. Sorry.
Where she appeared to regret her decision to leave the group home.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. See her just look at the camera? Little shit. Yep. That's all fake. And then she'll want people to believe that she was, talking to whatever. No, she was talking to God. Okay. I wish I wouldn't have done it. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Has anybody found out what ununiformed cop, quote, I'm quoting, said that Lauren is a disgrace to the true crime community? Does anybody know? Because I can't find a cop that said that. Anybody? Anybody? Hold on. All right, there ain't nothing else going on within Morgan's nonsense. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one short and not waste nobody's time. And no, my niece has not come to pick up her stuff. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully she does not come here with a bottle. That's all I got to say. But I'm going to go for now. Thank you for coming.
They call me hot shit. you proclaim. Let that sink in. I'm the unseen. Not the chop topper, not the mainstream dream. But when the dust settles, I'm still the supreme. Don't mistake my kindness for a sign of fear. I'm the storm in silence, the voice you hear. When the world turns cold and lights grow dim, I'll be the fire that burns within. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in. Every battle fought, every scar I wear, proof that I've been there, proof that I care. Not for the glory, not for the fame, but for the souls who know my name. When the world forgets and the crowds move on, I'll be the rhythm, the steady song, a whisper in the chaos, a hand to hold. My kindness is power, my story untold. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let the truth sink in. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the hard and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit. Let